Plaintiff Katie Fossum is suing her ex-boyfriend for an unpaid utility bill. Katie claims the defendant impregnated his current girlfriend while Katie was pregnant with their second child. Defendant Daryl Ivey claims he and Katie were not together when Katie got pregnant, and he regrets getting drunk and having sex with Katie. Daryl's countersuing for emotional distress because he claims Katie lied to the authorities about the assault.
The plaintiff is suing her ex-boyfriend for an unpaid utility bill, and he is counterclaiming his ex-girlfriend and suing her for emotional distress. Katie, state your claim.
Well, I met him in 2004. We dated for a while. I got pregnant in 2005, had our son. And we got an apartment, put all the bills in my name. He had bad credit, filed bankruptcy, so...
Your Honor, that's not true.
And...
All right, what's not true about what you just said?
We didn't put it in her name because I had bad credit. You don't need credit to put the electricity and utilities in your name.
You don't?
No, it's...
You just go in and sign up for utilities?
Yes, as long as you don't owe them for any previous utilities.
All right, so why is it in her name? Because
we moved into an apartment and I told her that she has to foot some of the bills. She's not just going to live off of me, period.
I paid.
Okay.
Once.
All right. So who pays the rent?
I did.
Okay, good. So what happened?
Okay. And then I got pregnant with my daughter in
Second
2006.
child.
Yeah, 2006. We got a house. So, the name goes over.
Your Honor, I got a house. We separated at the apartment. We were supposed to go our separate ways after the lease was done at the apartment.
She's shaking her head. Why?
No.
Why?
No. We didn't even know I was pregnant until we got the house.
But you got a house together is the issue, not whether you were pregnant.
Yeah, but it was through his sister, so we never signed a lease or anything.
I'm buying the house from my sister.
Ah, you're buying the house from your sister.
Yes.
All right. You're shaking your head. Are you mom?
I'm Katie's mother.
Stand up.
I'm sorry.
You're her mother. Why are you shaking your head?
I remember them fixing up the house together and going through a lot of work together.
Okay. And at the time, they have one child and she's pregnant with the second.
Right.
Okay, thank you. Mom's not lying about that.
Your
she
Honor.
helped you fix the house up. Yes,
Your Honor,
no.
she painted a room, Your Honor.
She painted a room?
She painted
Pregnant woman paints a room? That's pretty good.
Well, she was there while I was painting. She probably pick up a brush and do a trim and just being there basically.
But the way you presented it, it was like she wasn't even a part of the move to the apartment.
No.
Were you
to the house.
together when you two had the second child?
No, we were.
Yes.
When she conceived.
See, now that's an issue you should remember.
When we conceived the second child, we were living together.
When you conceived, I'll bet you were together.
Right, yeah.
Okay, but when the baby was born, were you two together?
We had decided that we wasn't.
No,
I told her we had
split. 3 months pregnant, I found out he was cheating on me, and she was pregnant at the same time I was pregnant.
I wasn't cheating on her, Your Honor.
Excuse me, Your Honor. May I say something?
Oh, up steps the girlfriend?
Fiance.
What is your name, please?
Sheena Wicklach.
How are you, Sheena?
Good, thank you.
Do you have a child with the defendant?
I do. And
How old's the baby?
She's 1.5.
And how old is your baby?
My baby's exactly 6 months older than her. My baby just turned 2 years yesterday.
Now, I don't claim to be a medical doctor, but if I have two children who are 6 months apart and they have the same father, that means you were having sex at around the same time that she was pregnant.
No, yeah, that she was pregnant.
Sheena.
We wasn't together.
Why did you have a second child?
We were drinking a lot at the time.
What is this, sex under the influence?
Pretty much. It was after my son was born, it was pretty much rocky from after
Then
that.
why did we get an apartment?
It was
Yes,
because
go
you
ahead,
didn't have
Sheena.
any place to.
Him and I never had sex before I got pregnant.
Right.
That first time's a killer, isn't it?
Yeah, it
I'm
was,
strong.
All right, so you're together now. You have
we
a
are
baby.
together. We have
All
a
right,
house.
what are you suing him for?
For the unpaid light bill.
What are the issues? What
I
do you
moved
hear?
out of the house in June of 2007, moved into a homeless shelter.
Why?
The lights have been, because
Why
I
you
had nowhere
moved
else
into
to
a
go.
homeless shelter?
I had nowhere else to go. And I wasn't going to deal with.
What was so bad that you would go from a house to a homeless shelter?
She moved in with her sister.
Yeah,
She
and then
told
I
me
moved.
that.
I moved
She was at a
from,
homeless
because I
shelter.
just had to get away.
She's pregnant, takes your baby, and moves in, if I take your version, moves into her sister's house and then into a homeless shelter.
Well, at the time when she moved in with her sister, she was still back and forth. It was.
Sheena accepting this? Sheena, stand up. Is she still back and forth in the house?
She was actually up until May of this year. She was back and forth.
We were
Him
just
and I.
friends.
After we conceived our child, Katie used to play the game of anytime he told her he wanted to be with me, because he did want to be with me, she would tell him that she was going to take the kids and leave and move down south somewhere. We have MySpace messages of her saying that she was going to take the kids.
Did you say you were going to take the kids down south?
No, I was planning on moving down south. I was planning on moving,
So you
but
were taking the
I
kids.
moved 3 hours away. But I didn't say I'm going to take the kids and go.
Right, from a homeless shelter to move down south.
Well, what does that tell you? Are you paying child support during this time?
Yes, ma'am. No, not during that time. Not during that time.
Why not during that time?
Because I was supporting her. She was back and forth.
No,
How are you supporting her?
She was
She's
not.
living in a homeless shelter.
She was not living in a. That's what they call it. I guess she called it a homeless shelter. She moved in with her sister.
October 2006, right there.
I was there helping her with her bills. I bought her a vehicle because she had my children out there walking them in weather advisory. I bought her a vehicle. She wanted to go to school. I said, okay, you bettering yourself so you can be able to take care of my children better. I bought a laptop for school. I was up there all the time. I bought her clothes.
After I left him because he was trying to get me back.
Did you take him to court for child support?
We just did in June of 2009.
And why didn't she beforehand?
Well, I don't know, but it seems that it. Tell me why.
Because I was supporting her and my son at the time, and then when my daughter was born, I went up there. Why didn't you do it beforehand?
Because I didn't want his help. I didn't want anything to do with him.
Okay. Is there an issue or an incident with the kids? What happens? Talk to me.
Friday, July 31st, I was at work. I worked 2 jobs, and my brother watches my kids while I'm at work. He called me. I had a missed call. I called him back. He said that Daryl went to the house and took the kids. My son was in underwear. My daughter was in her diaper.
Did you do that?
I knew nothing.
Yes, ma'am. I went to pick my kids up for the weekend because beforehand I was having my kids.
Did you know he was going to pick them up?
I called her and she knew that every weekend I was coming to pick my children up.
Well, what day of the week is it?
This is Friday.
Did he have a visitation agreement with you that he would take the kids every Friday?
No, he was taking the kids like every couple weekends. Once we did the child support, he didn't see his kids for a month straight. He didn't call nothing.
All right.
And then when we started all this other stuff, that's when he wants to see the kids again.
All right.
But when I got to his house, I go to the car, he automatically jumps out and is just like yelling at me. I told him, give me my kids. Because I've never denied him his kids. If he wants to get his kids, unless we have something planned, go. When I lived in Ames, I would bring the kids down. I made all the effort, and he jumped out and started yelling at me. And he would not give me my kids. My kids were kidnapped, and he would not give me my kids. And he took my son who was asleep.
You didn't have an agreement, but he is the father. You didn't go to court to try to seek custody at that point?
I don't have any money.
You didn't go to court to get visitation?
I was trying to.
At that point. Did you have a visitation
order from the court? No, I didn't have an order from the courts, but I was in the process of trying to get monies too.
I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about visitation. They're 2 separate issues.
Yes, ma'am. In Scott County, that we have to have an attorney in order to get my visitation. I was trying.
You go to family court in any county in this country. You don't need an attorney. You apply to get visitation of your kids. It is a fundamental right that every parent has. Don't give me this hogwash how you're trying to get a lawyer. You want to see your kids in this country, you get to walk into a family court, say, I'm the father of the kids. My name's on the birth certificate. There's no question. When can I see him, Judge? Now, what happens? She's crying. She says she's running over to your house. You pull up with the girlfriend and her kids. Then what happens?
Right. I then opened up the car door and I pulled my son out first. And I unbuckled my son and got him out and started to carry him. He was sleeping. Carry him to the house. She's pulling on me this whole time. Pulling on my shirt and she ripped the side of my shirt. I'm walking my son up to the house. I get him in while she's tugging on my shirt trying to go up the stairs.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes,
if she gave you permission to have those kids, why is she acting so crazy?
The permission was given that the weekend before I had my children. She then, after all that happened, this is when she decided not to let me see my children, was when she asked for this extra money because she couldn't pay her bill.
All right, what are you suing her for?
Emotional distress, defamation of character. She had an order of protection put out on me, which she lied about and told them that I put my hands on her, and she come up with some pictures of bruises and all
pictures?
of this stuff.
Yes, I
Let's
do.
see them.
And Your Honor, the 3 officers came to my house the day of that incident, and there was no bruises, no marks on her or anything. I would have been arrested right there on the spot.
Ooh. Oh, you were definitely grabbed by the arms.
That was from July 31st when this whole thing happened.
Okay, and what's interesting is the plaintiff says it's from July 31st, which is the date of the alleged incident. Picture was taken on 8/3.
That's from the sheriff's station.
Wait a minute. It is consistent with black and blue marks. Black and blue marks go through a change of color as time passes. So it's very consistent that 4 days later, they would be very purple instead of the blackish bluish. And you could see the kind of greenish yellowish, which means right up there that it's starting to fade away. Very consistent time-wise with the allegation of the date of the bruise. Where'd she get those marks on her body?
I have no clue. I got in the courtroom and it was like,
What courtroom?
When we went to court for the order of protection. And she come up with these pictures, but the police showed up and they would have arrested me right away if there was any marks on her.
You know what? I don't buy that for 1 second. Let me
red.
tell you something, Daryl. Just because the police didn't arrest you doesn't mean that there was not a domestic violence incident. It is quite possible that she made a decision to go for an order of protection and not have you prosecuted.
There were no marks on her.
The police actually had given her the option that either she is charged with assault or she lets him keep the kids.
I wanted to leave it alone.
And she let him keep the kids.
Yeah,
Has he ever put a hand on you?
Back.
Never.
Gina?
No.
The issue for the court is whether or not the defendant is liable to the plaintiff for conversion and whether the plaintiff is liable to the defendant for emotional distress. The plaintiff is suing because she says she gets a utility bill which was supposed to be in his name only. He was supposed to take her name off of the utility bill, and she is now owing a certain amount of money to the utility company. The defendant says that as far as he's concerned, she came and stayed in the house now and then, and therefore she should be paying for half the utilities. And as far as this court is concerned, the plaintiff does not have to pay any utility amount because she moved out. He should have taken her name off of the bill. Period. End of the story. Now, the defendant's claim as to whether or not he was defamed is not something for which the court will award him any damages whatsoever. And as far as that utility bill, you get $988. So ordered.
He's got visitation right now, and that's all visitation. That's fine. He can see him whenever his visitations are.
Well, there's no relationship with it. We got to be civil because our children. But other than that, I don't need to see her or speak to her.